welcome to the channel. If you like stories where humanity refuses to kneel, subscribe and stay with us, let's begin. In the black between stars, they laughed at us, a single human ship limping, burning, falling toward the grave world of Karul, the Empire's fleet, encircled it like wolves around a wounded fawn. Primitive. Their admiral purred across open channels, watched the ape things die, but inside the wreck, one man still breathed. Captain Elias Voss, face half metal, half scar, all fire. He keyed the mic. Voice low, "Why, copy that. Admiral, we're just getting started." The hull of the Defiant Dawn screamed as it tore through Karul's upper atmosphere. Red storms swallowed the ship. Inside, emergency lights bled crimson across broken corridors. Elias dragged himself. Through zero-G debris, blood globules drifted like rubies. His left arm ended in a cauterized stump. Didn't matter. He had a job. Behind him, Private Lena Reyes, 19, eyes too old, clutched a data shard to her chest. "Captain, they're boarding." He didn't look back. "Then we make them regret it." Outside, the Empire's shock troops descended. The Vera, 8 feet tall, armor like polished obsidian, blades that sang in frequencies that shattered bone. Their commander, Lord Crashvul, stood on the bridge of the eternal spite, wings of living shadow unfurled behind him. He watched the human ship. Berna smiled with too many teeth. "Record this," he ordered. "Let the Coalition see what happens to vermin who defy the, ascendancy on the surface." Elias and what remained of his crew, 12 souls, dug in beneath the bones of an ancient alien city. Towers of black glass, half melted, etched with symbols that hurt to read. Reyes whispered, "Sir, these ruins, they're wrong, like they're watching." Elias knelt beside a cracked monolith. Fingers traced a carving, a spiral of stars, ending in a human hand. He said nothing, just loaded a single round into a broken rifle. Above, Vera drop pods punched the ground like meteors. Dust rose in slow, choking clouds. The first warrior stepped. Out saw the humans, laughed, a sound like grinding glass. 12 against a legion. "Your species truly is suicidal." Elias stood, raised the highway. Rifle fired. The round wasn't explosive, wasn't kinetic. It was old, a relic from a war the galaxy had forgotten. The Vera's chest cavity unfolded, black blood sprayed. Zero-G arcs, its body folded in on itself, crumpling like paper in flame. Silence. Then, the Legion roared. Elias turned to his crew, voice calm. "We hold the line until the stars burn out." They charged. Blades clashed. Screams echoed. Reyes took a Vera blade through the shoulder, kept firing with one hand. Elias fought like a man possessed, every strike precise, every breath a countdown. But there were too many. A Vera spear caught him in the ribs. He gasped, fell to one knee. Lord Kresh descended then, wings blotting out the storm. Lifted Elias by the throat. "Look at you," Kresh hissed. "Still fighting, still bleeding. Why?" Elias coughed blood, smiled. "Because you blinked," Kresh frowned. Behind him, the monolith hummed, the carvings glowed, and the sky cracked open. The Vera froze. Above Karul, the stars were moving, not ships, not weapons, constellations, rearranging themselves. Lines of fire drawing across the void. A voice, not sound, but pressure, spoke in every mind on the planet. "You were warned." Kresh dropped Elias. Stumbled back. On the eternal spite, alarms screamed, sensors failed. The crew clawed at their skulls. "Impossible," Kresh snarled. "These ruins are dead. The architects vanished eons ago." Elias laughed, a wet, broken sound. "You think we found this place?" He pressed a hand to the monolith. Blood smeared the stone. "You think we're hiding here?" The ground trembled. from the cracks in the earth. Things rose, not machines, not alive. Shapes of light and shadow, human silhouettes. But wrong, stretched, burning, screaming without mouths. Reyes backed away. Captain, what did you do? Elias didn't answer. Just watched as the Legion was torn apart. Not by weapons, by memory. Every Vera who fell. Their death replayed in the minds of the others. Amplified, endless, Kresh roared. Wings flaring. He lunged at Elias and stopped. Child stood between them, human, barefoot eyes. Like dying stars. She raised a hand. Kresh's shadow wings shriveled. He screamed. The child turned to Elias. Voice soft, ancient, you. Woke us, now pay the price. Elias nodded. No fear. Reyes grabbed his arm. Sir, we can still run. No. He looked at the sky, at the burning constellations. We don't run, we finish it. The child dissolved into light, merged with the monolith and the ruins. Spoke coordinates, a frequency, a single word. Ascendancy. Elias smiled, blood on his teeth. Reyes, you still got that data shard? She held it up, trembling. Good. He took it, plugged it into the monolith. The sky ripped. A beam of white fire lanced upward, struck. The eternal spite. The ship didn't explode. It unraveled. Layer by layer, hull crew. Kresh's scream echoed across the planet as his body was peeled into light, but something else came through the rift. A ship, not human, not Vera, older, black. As the space between thoughts. Its hull etched with the same spiral. Elias had seen. It hovered, silent. Single hatch opened, and a figure stepped out. Tall, cloaked, in starlight, face hidden. It looked at Elias, spoke, with a voice like collapsing suns. You are not ready, Elias. Didn't flinch, we weren't ready to die. Either. The figure tilted its head. Then come prove. It Reyes whispered, Captain. What is that thing? Elias stared at the ship. At the rift still bleeding light, he said, Our ride. But as he stepped forward, a Vera survivor, half its face burned away, raised a trembling claw, pointed at the sky. The constellations were changing again. This time, they spelled a word in every language, every mind, run. The black ship didn't wait. It seized Elias and Reyes in a grip of gravity, yanked them inside, the hatch. Sealed. Darkness. Then, light. They stood in the chamber of living. Starlight walls that breathed, floors that showed the galaxy burning. The cloaked figure stood before them. You activated the beacon. You have no idea what you've summoned. Elias wiped blood from his mouth. Then tell me, the figure removed its hood, no face, just a void, filled with eyes. We are the architects, we built the stars, we watched you crawl from mud, we left you to die. Reyes stepped forward, voice shaking. Why? Because you were weak, but you refused to stay dead. Elias looked at the walls, saw Earth, glassed, saw colonies, ash, saw his crew, faces he'd never forget. He said, You left us a warning, in the stars, in the ruins, you wanted us to find it. The architect was silent. We wanted to see if you would break. Elias laughed, a raw, jagged sound. We didn't break, we learned. He held up the data shard. This? It's not a weapon, it's a map. To every ascendancy world, every fleet, every throat we're gonna cut. The architect's eyes flickered. You would wage war on gods. No, Elias said. We're gonna wage war on arrogance. The chamber shuddered. Outside. The rift was closing, but something else was coming through. A fleet, not Vera, not human, something. Older ships like cathedral bones, weapons that drank. Light. The architect turned. They come, the ones who broke us, they will not stop at you. Elias looked at Dayan. She nodded, tears in her eyes, fire in her hands. He turned back to the architect. Then we don't stop. Either. The black ship sang, engines like mourning. Choirs, it turned toward the rift, toward the oncoming storm. Elias stood at the viewport, watched Karul burn below, watched the stars. Spell his name, he whispered to no one and everyone. We wrote our defiance in stars. Now we make them read it. The ship leapt into the void and the galaxy trembled. Because humanity wasn't prey anymore. We were the warning. Thanks for watching.